Alrighty, we are live from what I can tell. That's what StreamYard says. Thank you to everyone that is joining. We'll have people coming in over the next minute or two, so we'll just hold off on getting started immediately while folks grab their coffee or like jump into a conference room and what have you. But thank you for joining us on how to run a successful affiliate program this holiday season. My guest Vanessa is with me. She oversees the affiliate marketing program and many more things for R&Co, which is run by Luxury Brand Partners, which she'll dive into more once we get started. But again, wanted to thank everybody for joining. We'll just get started with our conversation and our sort of questions Q&A in a second. For me, Vanessa, it's a beautiful day. I'm in North Carolina. It is like a fall day. Great. We're going to have perfect Halloween weather. I don't know where you are right now and what is it like there? It looks a little cloudy though.
It does, yes. I'm actually currently on my way to Georgia. So I actually am in Georgia right now, but I'm driving up still. Yeah, so it is a bit cloudy, but also a nice change of weather from my Florida heat that I just left earlier this morning.
Very cool. I'll be going down to southwest of Atlanta for Thanksgiving. So
nice.
My wife is from Georgia.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Well, I think we've given folks time. This will be recorded and you can access it from the links on LinkedIn. You can access it on YouTube. We can send along a link to the StreamYard recording if people really want it, but probably makes most sense to just check it out on YouTube. So we'll send a follow-up there. Thank you again for joining us. I was just talking to somebody, it is Q4. We are it feels like it's already Cyber Week, even though that's 3 weeks away. But I know that I've already gotten my Cyber Week has started today, a couple of emails. So I appreciate everybody joining, especially if you're an e-commerce merchant that sees Q4 seasonality. I know it's a busy time, but hopefully this gives you some respite and some of a break. Today, we're going to do mostly just a Q&A. I'm Ryan Hilliard. I'm the CEO of Refersion. And with me, I have Vanessa Perez, who's the Director of Business Systems at Luxury Brand Partners, and specifically oversees a lot of the work being done by the brand R&Co. We're going to dive through 5 or 6 questions about running successful affiliate programs, scaling successful affiliate programs, best practices. One thing that we want to invite, though, is if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the chat, whether it's on LinkedIn or if it's on YouTube or in the StreamYard page itself. And we'll try to do those at the end if you have tactical questions, strategic questions. I think when we were talking 2 days ago, Vanessa, we did determine that if you have done no prep for the holiday season, it's probably a little too late, but we will welcome your questions. Maybe there's some quick wins to get. And of course, there is the gift buying season that extends well beyond Cyber Monday into that last ship day, which is the 17th or 18th usually. But before we jump into questions, I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Luxury Brand Partners, which is maybe a name that people are less familiar with. They might be more familiar with the brands themselves. And then we'll just jump into some of those questions. So let me give you a good placeholder slide. But yeah, tell us about yourself, what you do and oversee, and then a little bit about Luxury Brand Partners.
Awesome, definitely. First, I want to say thank you so much, Ryan, for having me join in here to have this conversation. I'm super excited about it because I do know the big difference that an affiliate program has made for us personally. So I think this is huge to help others kind of learn those tips and tricks on how to be more successful. So thank you for kind of having me join you today. So my name is Vanessa. I'm the Director of Business Systems at Luxury Brand Partners. With that, I basically oversee anything that has to do with our system integrations, and one of those main things being our affiliate program. So like Ryan mentioned, we do have a few different brands under the Luxury Brand Partners umbrella, R&Co, IGK, Income, and Elaluz and One Size. The primary brand that I focus on from an affiliate program perspective is R&Co, but we do have our own variations of affiliate programs across the other brands. all of the brands are in the beauty space. So they do range from hair care to makeup, but our primary focus is anything in the beauty space.
Cool. Awesome. So that's the context for folks. There's from a, I guess from a perspective, like who is your customer, like how you guys are thinking about it. It's not necessarily that same pure direct to consumer through the website. There's like that other wrinkle of wholesale business, salon business. Like there's other like pieces to the puzzle, which I think make it a really, really interesting thing. It's a bit more complex of an evaluation, which I think will probably shape some of your answers to questions, but I don't know if you want to touch any further on any of those
Definitely.
like nuances to the business.
Definitely. Yes, that is a good point for sure. So on the R&Co side, our affiliate program is more so focused around our salon network. So the primary sales point for that business is our salon partners. So the affiliate program is something that we actually launched during COVID to assist with the shutdown that happened in a lot of states where a lot of salons were unable to open their doors to their clients. And the affiliate program kind of really helped us expand their business outside of just their retail space in their four walls and allow them the opportunity to really thrive in an online environment. And that's what kind of led us into launching the affiliate program specifically around R&Co, more on the professional end, because we feel like that's specifically for R&Co, that's where it suits better for them to grow their own business, since we have a way closer partnership with them as our wholesalers of the brand.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so let's just jump in. Oh, look at that. I had a great transition slide. So Vanessa, how do you, like, we know a little bit about like the specific business, we know about sort of the distribution, but like, how do you go about, it's been a few years, how do you go about finding affiliates? And then that like component of fit. We'll talk to a lot of merchants and brands that are trying to get something off the ground, some that are trying to scale it, some that are trying to make it more efficient. So like different life cycle stages for sure. But how do you think about, or how do you approach finding affiliates and then ultimately determining this is a good fit for what we're trying to do?
Yeah, so for us, one of the biggest things, and again, I'll focus a lot of my answers on R&Co, but I'll make distinctions where I know from our D2C brands as well how we do it. For us, finding affiliates, mostly since it's our wholesale customers, we have that direct relationship with them already, but we do also expand into influencers as well. And the way that we find them and evaluate their fit is how their aesthetic on their social platforms and how they communicate with their network aligns with our brand mission and kind of the visuals of our brand. So does the aesthetic of how they post, does the aesthetic of the things that they talk about on their social platforms match with our product? Because the biggest thing that we want is the exposure of, even if that person doesn't immediately convert from somebody talking about R&Co or talking about IGK, we start to become known in different spaces based off of where those influencers or affiliates currently thrive in. So if we find somebody who's doing really good in, you know, for example, the fragrance space, maybe they're a big influencer on TikTok about perfumes and what kind of scents match with what. Even though we're not a perfume company, there is a lot of sense and importance to us on how your hair care aligns with your fragrance. So that would be somebody that we would want to partner with through an affiliate program, because now you kind of marry what they already have as a standing audience with what your products can also add value to that person that is already following them. So that's really how we gauge and kind of make decisions on who we partner with, because we want to make sure that it elevates the brand and not kind of deter from what we're trying to focus on growing.
Awesome. How much of that was like a little bit trial and error, like seeing what works and what doesn't work? Because I can imagine some people might say, and R&Co is not necessarily like a brand like geared towards me per se, so forgive me, but like somebody like, oh, well, everybody needs this, so why don't you just go to somebody with like huge reach? Because everybody washes their hair, everybody does this. Like this is a thing, but it's more nuanced than that. Like, what was that kind of journey like? Were there things that tripped you up along the way, or like things that you guys just saw like, hey, this is where we're going to double down?
Yeah. In the beginning, I would say for sure, we kind of went in with, let's just let anybody be an affiliate, because getting the word out there by anybody is probably the best bet. But then what we started to see is that it didn't match with, to your point, what somebody would actually use our products for. So that's where we started to really recognize that it made more sense to be in a space that could align with our product and align with what we were trying to sell, as opposed to just being displayed by everybody. And some prime examples of that is if you, especially in the hair care and the beauty space, if you have somebody promoting your brand or your product that is not big on the beauty space, they could be talking about a product using the wrong reference words or talking about the wrong specifics that have to do with the product. So you could find yourself at the risk of something being explained incorrectly. And then now that taints the brand image on somebody having a different expectation than what the product should be delivering.
Yeah, it creates a little bit of a mess for you downstream.
Exactly. Ideal. Yeah.
All right, jumping forward to the next one. So you find affiliates, you find fit. This is a common question for most merchants, is like, how are we able to drive more value from these partnerships? More direct revenue, more sort of brand building. How do you lean into that so that you are getting more, and it's not like all of us are limited by time each day, and we need to be able to get the most from our time. And so it's like, how can we get these relationships to be more effective? Because we can't just simply bring on 10,000 more affiliates per se. Like eventually there's a limit. And so how do you approach driving more value from those partnerships?
I would say for us, the way that we drive it more is we really do focus on educating our affiliate partners on how to be successful as affiliates. So we don't just acquire them as affiliates and then not guide them in how they can be a lot more successful. So we host different education sessions on how you can be a lot more successful through an affiliate program. We do like monthly newsletters on things that they can talk about and tips and tricks on how they can share our brands, because in turn, obviously, that's going to grow us either from exposure to new clients or sales as well. But it's also going to help them in the long run as affiliates, even not with our brand directly, but even other brands, if they are affiliated with other brands as well. We kind of help grow them themselves as affiliates. And that kind of is both sides of us win from that scenario.
Yeah. And I think that I would say that's not always obvious is that you might have some of those learnings of what will work really well, what doesn't work really well, that not all affiliates are going to know. And so they might operate off the wrong assumption. And it's like, your team might have known, like, this is not how it works. You should have done this. And so we can kind of educate them and provide them with the resources. Like, it's beyond just, here are images to use, don't say these words, but it's also coaching them on how to be more effective. It's not necessarily like scripting per se, but it's sort of, hey, this is really effective messaging. Make it your own, but this is the message that will really resonate. And it does have that alignment for them to drive more value, to drive more income. And then for you, and then there's also sort of that time piece of, you all benefit from sticking together for longer because it's just one less affiliate to have sort of backfill.
100%. Yeah. And I think one thing to add to that too is, because of focusing on really building that affiliate themselves as a true affiliate marketer, it also gives us as a brand the opportunity to work with affiliates that might potentially not be the biggest players in the space currently, but because you're adding value to their own growth and development as affiliate marketers, you're both growing together. So they have a more deeper connection to you as a brand, because they feel that you kind of help them grow as individuals as well. It's not just like a one-way benefit out of the partnership.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to that fit comment of like, where's your brand in its life cycle? Try to find matches with those affiliates in their life cycle. Of course, you can try to do big swing, like home run, Super Bowl ad, but those pops are pretty short-lived. And so finding somebody that is sort of growing along with you is the most likely to result in that really strong, successful, long-term relationship for everybody. So
100%.
This comes up all the time. It's like all marketing, though. It's not even limited to branding activities. I've talked with people around like pure paid ads. Like how do we truly measure success in a world where people are just inundated with content everywhere? They're using 10 different devices. They've got VPNs. They've like the way that the investments in these programs work. If you're doing influencer stuff, there's the component of fixed fees. Purely affiliate, obviously, it's a bit more performance based. But how do you measure affiliate success? And then ultimately, like, how do you get leadership buy-on to sort of like pour on the gas in these endeavors, right? Because there is workload to finding these affiliates and building out what you need for the program. Is it purely performance based, or like what other things are you looking at?
For us, I would say obviously the first measurement always of success is the sales. So you want to directly correlate an affiliate program to what your revenue and conversions are. But aside from the revenue and conversion perspective, one big thing that we look at is the exposure of the brand. And a lot of times that's obviously very difficult to measure how an affiliate program directly impacted the exposure of the brand or the growth of the brand. For us, the place that we've found it to help us kind of build that correlation is specifically for R&Co, since we are driving the affiliate program through our wholesale salons, the increase in them getting more people through the door coming into their salons, not only for salon service, but to buy R&Co, we see that direct effect through then an increase in wholesale sales, because now we're helping them market themselves as a business, which in turn is marketing us as a brand. So for us, we measure the direct sales, but then we also measure kind of that effect of that affiliate talking about the brand and making people look for the brand in places, whether it's their local salon, whether it's in a retail store. It's just the exposure of that name of the brand out there, which in turn then is going to increase sales in different channels. It might not be a sale that you see direct in your affiliate channel, but you see that increase in other channels that you can safely correlate to being that exposure that you're getting from all of these marketers that are out in the world talking about your brand.
Yeah, one thing you said that I didn't think about when we were talking the other day was you probably can even see new wholesalers saying like, hey, I would like to start carrying your, people are asking me about this product and we don't carry it. And so we would like to carry it, which is a pretty common, I mean, you hear it in radio ads and on TV all the time for those folks that still engage, I think, that have ads where it's like, if you don't have it at your store, request it, right? That's the greatest way to try to get this channel open. And so that's just like another data point of new accounts opened on the wholesale level, which will drive that eventual e-commerce purchase and continue to grow that brand. So
100%. And we actually have seen examples of that, because I do see some of our kind of inquiries come in from different salons that want to carry the brand. And what they'll know in the comment is such and such client of ours reached out on Instagram asking if we carry your brand. We had never heard of you, but now they're asking, like, we have so many people asking us if we have you, how do we carry you? So It definitely has built a direct correlation from the exposure of people just seeing it on different social platforms. Yeah.
Awesome. And then like sort of part B is like, in leadership buy, and I think all leaders would buy into like direct sales, but that halo effect, like how do you speak to that in general? Are there things that you, like, obviously you could say it builds the brand, but are there other things that you try to make sure that leaders are considering? Because it is ultimately a longer term investment. This is not a transactional relationship. You're trying to actually build a brand here. So there is a lot of value that's not direct, but are there things that you speak to on that halo effect?
From that perspective, we kind of focus on obviously the importance of right now what the digital space has become in the world in general, and especially in the beauty space. So being more present in the digital space and having your brand out there is obviously the way that you're going to be most successful. One of the biggest things with an affiliate program, I think, is that you have a lot of marketers that you're not necessarily, it's not like having salaried employees. So you're obviously driving that exposure and building that brand without that direct cost of having somebody marketing for you as like an actual employee within the company. So we focus on a lot more of those topics when it comes to leadership and their buy-in of the success of the affiliate program, because you can measure it in seeing the growth of more doors opening. You can measure it in seeing the growth of like sales and other channels, that you can see how those things have changed since the moment in time that we brought on an affiliate program. You can see where that correlation comes into play from that point in time.
Cool. What kind of approaches do you use to get volume and success in Q4? It's super competitive. People's feeds are inundated with all of the promotions, and the affiliates are weighing priorities of things that they would promote, brands themselves, like at your salon. Like there's lots of things that are at play. What kind of approaches work well during these seasonal periods, like Cyber 5, and you guys do summer sales and birthday anniversary sales? Like what are some of those like even tactical approaches that work well?
Our biggest thing that I think works really well for us is we actually offer whatever promotion is going to be run, we offer it to our affiliates 1 week in advance of that promotion going live. So if our cyber deals are going to start on November 20th, we might offer something special to our affiliates that they can promote starting November 15th. So it gives them that extra layer of, obviously, if you're not, to your point, everybody is attacking you for all of the different cyber deals. If you give your affiliate the opportunity to market on a week that not everybody else is marketing, that's going to give them the opportunity to get those sales and get those conversions. And in turn is going to also help you balance out the volume that you're expecting to get during that month of peak ordering. So that's one of the first big things that we do. And then we also, within that, to our affiliates specifically during promotional periods, may offer an extra incentive when you go through your affiliate. So maybe if you use an affiliate link, you're going to get free shipping regardless of the order size. If you use an affiliate link, you might get a free gift with purchase. So we kind of give them an extra bonus that they can promote, which will make their followers or their kind of people that they're influencing convert more willingly than if it was just the same promotion that the brand is offering in general on their website. So we try to give them something unique in their back pocket that they can use to drive somebody to truly convert from their promotion as opposed to from our promotion directly.
Yeah, it solves a couple things, right? Like the attribution, it kind of helps clean that up because you're giving that incentive to do it a little bit earlier. The promotion's not publicly listed either, so like there's confidence for them to like, I know that the sales that I'm driving, that I'm going to get credit for these sales. And then it just really adds that incentive for them to want to push it, because they're just the free shipping for any size. Like the users are even more inclined to engage with these relationships because there's clear value that they get by this partnership. It's not just everybody gets the same thing, but use my code. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to use your code, but like that really does, I think, allow things to really funnel. So like, what value are we getting from here? And it's not because we want affiliates necessarily to get all of the credit. It's just, we are putting in the time and the investment here, and we want to see people sort of go through that funnel from this entry point, not from anywhere. So I think those are like really, really awesome approaches. I really like the one that's just this sort of early access to promote deals, sort of like embargoed PR. Do what you want with this, but it's going live in a week, and they will hustle, which is
100%.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I think it correlates back to how we were saying early on, building that relationship with the affiliate too, because when you're offering them something exclusive, they then feel a connection to you as a brand and you protecting them as an affiliate marketer as well. So I think it kind of also ties back to that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, just a couple of questions, and then our Q&A is filling out that we'll go through. Hopefully we can get to most of them. But this is a common thing. Actually, one of these questions sort of talks about it. So if you have done this for a few years with this specific brand, you've gone through some of the trials, the ups and downs, obviously the COVID bump and the sort of post-COVID drop, like lots of things. But Vanessa, just from your experience, like if you were like, I'm going to go start a program up today, like where do you go? Like, how are you building it? How are you finding affiliates? Like, what tactics are you saying? Like, this is where I would focus and I wouldn't focus over here. Just so, folks can sort of stand on the shoulders of giants, to use a horrible cliched metaphor, but really, like, it's a common thing. Like, I'm starting from zero. How do I get this going?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to, as easy but as hard as it is to kind of like dig into different social platforms and people that are being successful in the space of a brand that's similar to yours, so that you can truly find those affiliates that are already out there, that are in the space of the product that you're trying to sell for, because then it allows you to partner with people who can more easily understand what you're trying to sell, and more easily you can start to see the bump in those sales a lot quicker, because you're starting with somebody who can understand exactly what your product and what your offering is. And I think, like I mentioned early on, I think as kind of crazy as it sounds, starting with those smaller affiliates and those ones that are not the bigger drivers in the space, as much as the ramp up may be a little bit slower to seeing the success of the program because they're not the biggest players in the space, it's allowing you to build a really strong foundation on the affiliates that are going to make you the most successful in the future. So understanding that starting now does not mean that you're going to immediately see a result in a month or in 2 months. But as long as you're finding those right partners that fit your brand vision and that fit what your values are as a brand, you're going to see that growth soon after you get that established level of who you want to work with and what you want them to focus on from a communication perspective.
Yeah, and there's probably nothing more useful when approaching a bigger affiliate or a bigger influencer than saying, we've done this on the smaller scale and our conversion rate is X, and we expect that you could do a little bit better. And they're going to say, we could do a lot better. But they get to see, like, okay, well, I can sort of do the math, and it makes those relationships so much easier, because the predictability of some level of success is like a component for affiliates that is maybe undervalued, I think, by some marketers. It's just the assumption it will just work, but that data, even if it's working with, smaller publishers, smaller affiliates, smaller creators, that will really help sort of grease the skids on those bigger conversations. Cool.
Definitely.
All right, I think this is our last question, and then we'll open up to some Q&A. So you've got a baseline. Like, what are you thinking about? What are the things that are, even if it's not quite there yet from a market perspective, but like, where do you see scale, like the volume to get this program up 5 or 10x from what it was, at that initial stages? Like, are there channels that you think this is underutilized by most folks? You don't have to share any secrets, but where are you thinking this is how you can get some scale, or are there things that are coming down the line just in the news, all of the talks of AI and things related to that? Are there things you're like, this is going to be the thing that really sets this off, and I'm looking forward to that?
Yeah, I think one thing that is going to make it very interesting for scaling existing affiliate programs as we continue on, you kind of touched on it with the AI perspective, is there's a lot of platforms like TikTok specifically who does a lot of within affiliate marketing, assesses the user for you. So it can kind of go through and look at that user's content, look at that user's algorithms of what they're hitting, what kind of likes they're getting, what kind of engagement they're getting with their post, and doing the analysis for you on who could be successful specifically for your brand. So I think there's definitely a lot that's coming in the future from that perspective of more automation, because with affiliate, obviously the hardest thing is finding the affiliates and then maintaining, looking for new affiliates if it's all completely manual. But if you have a platform that can do it in a more automated fashion for you, you can scale at a way larger rate. And then the other part that I would say is kind of like that multi-level marketing to an affiliate program. So how do you get your successful foundation level affiliates to now find you other affiliates that they can then kind of tap into their success on their affiliate program as well? Because now you're driving their revenue to also double, but they're bringing you people of value because they want to be successful as well. So that can help you kind of scale at a way larger level and find people that are going to align in the same light as what your core affiliates are, that initial foundation step you got.
Yeah, and it alleviates that concern of, well, where will I have the time, right? Like if you can have some of that work being done for you from those successful affiliates, and it happens all the time, right? Like affiliates follow affiliates, influencers follow other influencers. That's a thing. They observe what each other are doing. And so that's probably the easiest way to make it from an outbound only motion to like, suddenly there's also an inbound of affiliates that are good, right aligned. And then you just sort of can scale that up. So we're going to go rapid fire, Vanessa, with our open Q&A. I'm going to push this button that I've never used on StreamYard before, see if we can pull up the question. So we got 2 questions. I think folks can folks see this on the screen? So how do you get from Svetlana Bonner, how do you get more creators into the affiliate program? So we talked a little bit about that, like where you would go chase, but how do you get them into it? And most of what she's saying is they want to get paid fixed fee, not affiliate. And so how do you navigate getting people bought into affiliate commissions and like the potential there versus a fixed rate card? And then how do they sort of recover affiliates that have left their ecosystem? I don't know if that's an area that you've seen some struggles in, but let you touch on those 2 questions for a minute, and then we'll move to the next one. Rapid fire.
Say for us specifically, we only for our affiliate program as an affiliate commission program, because we want it to be a lot more organic on how they're posting and how they're talking about the product, where once you get into the paid space, it kind of becomes a little bit less of that, and it becomes like more, it doesn't feel as genuine. So I would say for us, the way that we focus on doing that is kind of focusing on how them getting paid from an affiliate perspective on commissions, you're going to end up making more if you are successful. Whereas if you're just in a paid model, there's a cap to what your growth is going to be. Where if you focus on that growth together as a brand, they can make a lot more revenue from that perspective than just getting paid out.
Awesome.
And then back into our ecosystem, I would say the biggest thing with that is to always keep affiliates engaged, whether it's through regular newsletters or emails specifically to your affiliate channels and affiliate members, to keep them engaged with the brand overall and just keep them always wanting to talk about your brand.
I won't even add commentary because that was a great answer. And we got lots of good questions. So we're going to jump to the next one. So how do I get my program driving more volume again? Is it about adding more affiliates? Is it just that linear approach? Is it the offer? Is it communication? You kind of touched on that before, but if you see your program sort of plateauing or even slipping a little bit, where would you go look?
I would say the first place is definitely the constant communication with your affiliates. So if it's been a while since you've sent an email to just your affiliates about what you offer them, what commission structure is, and what they can earn from you, it's a good opportunity to re-engage them that way and see an increase in sales directly from that. And then I would say even just if you're not running a current promotion overall, you could also increase your sales through affiliate if you do an exclusive promotion through the affiliate program too. So that's where we've seen success on kind of like seeing an increase in sales overall and an increase in engagement when we see the program kind of plateau a little bit.
Awesome. This is like on the flip side. This is such a big question, so I'm going to hide it because it's covering up all of our faces. So in this case, there's a tool called Keto Mojo. Actually, I'm familiar with that tool. They have a bunch of affiliates. Few of them are engaged. They don't open the content that's reached out to them, emails that are sent to them, and very few actually drive anything. How do you manage like that? Like, is it just part of the deal? Like you're just going to have 80-20 rule where like this is just what it is? Or are there things that you would do to try to get them more engaged so that that newsletter is effective? And maybe that 100 of the, maybe if the 10% are converting and providing some value, how do we get them up to 15% or 12% even?
So I would say kind of like two parts to that. I think it is normal that one portion of your total affiliate group is the one that produces your highest volume, because those are always the core ones that are most attached to your brand. So that is, I think, normal to happen. Anybody who is not 100% engaged in the program or kind of like keeping up with the communications, a good perspective to do is kind of do like a survey type of thing. So survey out to the affiliates of like, how can we get you to be more engaged with the affiliate program that you signed up for? And how can we get you to participate more in it, to get their true perspective? Because maybe there is something that another brand offered them that is making them talk more about that brand, that you could adjust within your affiliate program to then meet that need and kind of get them back into the circle. Because now you'll give them exactly what they're looking for, but they also feel that bond or relationship with you, that you care about them and having them be part of your brand.
Yeah. What about a couple more questions we have left, and then we'll wrap up here with our rapid fire. How do you avoid sort of scammy accounts, a lot of chaff and noise, where it's just, we know that this isn't the right fit, but how do you manage that volume or even falling into that trap? Like, what things do you look for?
For us specifically, we focus a lot on regularly looking at the volume of which a specific affiliate is producing revenue and conversion wise. And then we kind of tie that back to their social platforms and see what their followings are like, and find that correlation of, if you're producing a ton of revenue, but your Instagram following is not that many users, something seems off there. And then we kind of do our own due diligence of digging. For us personally, this is right now a very manual process, which I think until there's a very successful AI platform that can do this for you, it is kind of going to always be a very manual thing to do. But then we do our own due diligence of looking them up, seeing what they're doing. And if I say this wrong, you can kind of yell at me for saying this, Ryan, but we actually had one recently where we were kind of uncomfortable with the amount of conversions that they were getting. And I reached out to Refersion support and I said, hey, I'm seeing all these conversions from this affiliate. Can you give me more information about where they're coming from? And I was able to then find out that that affiliate was actually doing their own Google paid ads with their affiliate link, which was not anything bad, but it was something that I didn't have the visibility to see. So it helped me by reaching out to the support team and getting more details of what the source is of the conversions. So that could also help kind of drive you to where to find more information about the person.
Yeah, I think usually if it looks too good to be true, probably is, right? So I think that's, we can move to the next one. How do you keep folks that are like great UGC creators from wanting to switch to this like fixed fee versus affiliate? Is it the offer? Is it the coaching and content and support? Like, is it, I mean, you talked a little bit about making sure they see the upside and the potential, but are there any other tactical things you have there?
From our perspective, I think one thing that we're lucky with is that our brands are also very well known in the beauty space. So we are able to maintain a lot of them by saying we'll give you a lot of product that you can kind of keep in your repertoire and keep in your own use. So we balance it out from that perspective too, of keeping them well stocked on the products that they like to use for themselves. And then focusing again on that, how to grow them more as affiliates, and kind of turning the conversation. And it's not just about getting a flat fee. It's how do you grow yourself 100% as an affiliate marketer.
Okay. From Svetlana, so for folks, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 questions left. So rapid fire, Vanessa, people that are requesting to be affiliates on their own, there's no interaction before, it doesn't necessarily look super promising. Should you just decline them? Like, is it just too much noise? Is it something that's worth considering? Because there could be a lot of like really promising future opportunity there. How do you think about vetting sort of that inbound, but I have no idea who you are and you just want to be an affiliate? Kind of ties back to that quality thing too.
Yeah. I would personally say definitely not decline them right away, but try to open up the conversation with them directly to understand more of who they are and what brought them to your brand. Because to your point, they could end up being somebody that is a huge affiliate partner of yours, and it's somebody that just heard about your brand from somebody else, and now they want to be part of the ecosystem of your brand.
Okay. All right. So Jenny had asked before about the scam piece, and then she tagged this as well. So there's influencer channel, and then there's this professional channel for our wholesale partners. There's sort of a big variability between the two. How have you seen success scaling out that wholesale partner affiliate piece? Is it just, some of it might even just be measurement, like how that's being looked at, because the wholesale journey is like a bit more, there's more steps potentially into like that ultimate sale. But how would you think about that? How, propping up the wholesale piece?
For us, one big distinction is our wholesale professional channel does have higher commission earnings, which I think in turn helps them be more engaged with the program and drive more sales. So that's one place where we make the distinction to give them kind of like that upper hand. And then our wholesale partners are where we do really focus a lot more of our training efforts, because we show them not only how to be good affiliate marketers, but we also show them the importance or the assistance that it can be to them of, instead of needing to have shelf or retail space for our product, now we're giving you the ability to have your own online store where we're handling all of the operational costs. We're handling everything. So it's helping them also be more successful as a business with less overhead costs to themselves.
That's great. Two more. What kind of content resources would you suggest to provide for folks that are doing website stuff versus social media stuff, like very different types of models and consumption from the user? But how do you manage giving them what they need if they're so different, right? Where they're just doing that distribution.
For us, we share a lot of content with our affiliates for both different types of mediums. So we do share social content that they can use, and obviously the inspiration behind the type of social content that they can use. And then from a website perspective, we think in the sense of how we would promote anything on our own website and share with them how they can do that as well. So content being a lot less video heavy, more detailed on the visuals, having content directly on it, because it's not something that's engaging with like a video on Instagram or a post on Instagram that can have more comments and stuff. So we offer them a lot of their own content that they can use across those different platforms.
Yeah, so definitely provide the content, make it easy for them. And then our last question, and this is good, I think a good question to wrap on. You have 10 million people that have signed up historically, and most of them do nothing. When do you start to remove them? Like, when do you remove them, or do you keep them, or how do you manage it if it's, just a big chunk that just have never done anything? They've been there for a while. How do you think about that?
So we do a cleanup every, I would say every couple years, probably, of just anybody that has no sort of inactivity. But I think before 100% cleaning them out of your program, try to engage with them through at least some sort of medium, whether it's sending an email and seeing if you get a response back. If they are somebody that you have has a following on Instagram, DM them and see if you can get that engagement before you just fully inactivate them from the program. Because you never know if they might re-engage, if they see something somewhere and then start to want to re-engage with their affiliate partnership with you. You don't want to lose out on that opportunity of already having them. But obviously, from a reporting perspective, you do want to keep it clean, that you don't want to say I have 1,000 affiliates, but only 20 are performing well. So you want to kind of find that happy medium for what works for your business.
Awesome. Vanessa, that was a great rapid fire round. I think virtual applause from everybody. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. I've really enjoyed hearing about what you guys are doing at Luxury Brand Partners, and like that complexity. It makes it almost like every other situation easier in my head. So I think people can apply a lot of this, and it can be a little bit easier for them. But like the strategy is so sound. So we're going to wrap up today. Thank you, everyone, for all of your questions and sticking around in the engagement. Vanessa, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your trip down to or up to Georgia or where you're going in Georgia. I really appreciate it. As always, if you guys have any questions, you can reach out. If you want to get in contact with Vanessa, feel free to tag me and I'll shoot her a note. But appreciate everybody again for joining. We'll be doing these webinars again over the next couple of weeks. But thank you, Vanessa, truly for your time during Q4. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much again, Ryan. It was nice chatting with you.
Absolutely.